Oh well. I don't know who Jonah Kagan is either. I wish I did for you though. I don't know if you're making up artists. Are you making up artists right now? Are you just messing with me? I have two. So it'll be Murphy's Law times 2. I could look it up. Did you say hello in the stream, Mitsu? Did you say anything in the stream? Yo, that's awesome, Angela. Excited for ya. That's gonna be nice. Hey, Rena, welcome back. There she is. Well, I kind of need a message from you to see if you're going... If people join and leave all the time. I can't say hello to every single person that joins, but what I can say is a hello in response to somebody's hello or somebody's message. You know? If you were speaking in this stream and I was ignoring you and responding to every single other person, that'd be a different story. Whoops. Can't fucking believe I did that. I ended the stream. I mean, at least Rena was able to join because of it. But, goddamn, I hit a button. And it ended the stream. Well, that's exciting, Charlie. I'm glad to hear that. That's good stuff. No on here. I wouldn't give a shit if I ended the stream over there, to be honest. I just restarted and it'd be fine, but now I have to deal with a broken up stream, you know what I mean? because I have to get this posted to the Jackson Downer TV YouTube channel, and now I've got 2 streams to splice together. Thanks for the heart, Mimitsu. Appreciate you. Day 0 of training. Day 0 of training is from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. And the rest of my training is going to be from 12 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Nice. That's good, especially if you're not a morning person. Especially. Hey, Shining. I am at my office where I'm streaming from. I'm right here. Small miracles indeed. Good job, Jackie. Proud of you. Proud of you turning that brightness down, making it happen. Small miracles for Jackie as well. Yo, that's awesome. That's awesome, Shining. I heard Death Stranding in general is just a great series of games. From what I understand. I haven't actually played through them, but I'd love to. Hey, Sophie. Jackie was getting stream chat withdrawals. Let's go, Jackie. I love it. Love it. Woo-wee. Okay. Well, I'm glad more of my Twitch people are back. I'm really glad to see that. We've been streaming for an hour, but a lot of you guys have just had the time, so that's great. Glad to have most of you there. IA, hi. Thank you for the Go Popular times 2 and the Go Popular times 1 Mitsu. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jackie, thank you for the 10 bits. Much love to you. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I don't want to hit a button again. Goddamn. Goddamn, guys. I need to look into more. That's what I need to do. I need to look into more games for us that we can do on stream. That would be a lot of fun if I had more. I gotta see if Sims will even friggin' open. I won't do that on the stream to you tonight, but I will definitely check it out and see. Sí, Fernanda. Yo hablo. I'm excited for my job, but I'm also kind of sad. There you go. Definitely listen to that song, Angela. You got this. You got this. You got this. Get yourself through the sad times. You know what? You're welcome. I responded to you already, Fernanda. I certainly did. Well, hello to Nalina, Jackie. Hello, hello. And yeah, I understand, Angela. It's never fun to have that happen. But you got a good friend there. So as long as you're okay with that friendship, it sounds like you got a great friend, you know? So that's at least good. But we have basically we've hit about, I'm gonna say, an hour on TikTok and Twitch. So I will now end the Twitch. Sorry, I'll end the TikTok stream, and we will purely just stream on Twitch and get into the fun stuff over here. And close this bad boy out purely on Twitch for the last hour or so, probably. So, hey Nalina, welcome to the stream. Just as I'm saying I'm about to end it. We will be streaming on Twitch only for the last hour or so. So, those of you that are able to join over there, please do, and I will see you there. Thank you so much, Mar. Appreciate you. This is what TikTok does. I say I'm gonna fucking end it, and of course it fucking drives a bunch of people in here. Hey, Kellen. So anyways, guys, if you have the ability to come over to the Twitch, then definitely do so. I will see you guys over there, hopefully. I love you all. Thank you, Palitha. I have no plans on doing that. I'll see you guys on Twitch. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow for the short time that I do the TikTok stream. Bye-bye. All right. It's just you and me now, folks. And now I'm going to adjust this light to accommodate this camera better. That's better, I think. I mean, that feels better. It looks better, I think. Yes? Yes. writer. Othello, goddamn, even you made it. Look at you. Look at you. Still single as a Pringle. Woo. Yeah, well, that's understandable that you'd be on edge, Angela. And it's very nice of him to be there for you. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 hydrate redemptions, Rena? Nice. All right. 4 then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo-wee. I'm so hydrated now. Thanks for the redemption. That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell. Othello, you made me laugh with that one. I woke up randomly and I was like, I have no excuse. Turns on phone. That's what I'm talking about. That puts a smile on my face. Jackie says she can watch with me soon. I'll set her account up tomorrow. Perfection. Look at that. Jackie's setting her up. Yeah, I feel bad because she just was able to finally join on TikTok. But we'll get her set up over here, hopefully, and she won't have to be shut down on like that because I feel bad. Bathroom break indeed. Depth. Not yet, but soon I'm sure. Soon I'm sure. Woo-wee. I tried for a double there. That wasn't gonna happen. Woo-wee. Nope. Too early. There we go. There was the double. Where'd the other one go? Oh. Hello? Hi. What are you doing? Are you sleeping? Yeah. Sleeping away. She is sleeping away. And yes, Angela. Indeed. Got the water going. You know how it goes. Okay. I guess I could do a bathroom break. Fine, Toddy, I'll do it. I'll do it. You forced my hand. I'll make it happen. I just think I'm going to because we're gonna switch gears, and once we switch gears, I'm not gonna want to. I am not going to want to take a bathroom break. And I am glad to hear it, Othello. I'm very glad that you will still be here. Very glad indeed. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. My beautiful people, I will be right back in just a moment. I'm going to take like a 1 minute bathroom break. We'll be back. We'll be switching gears. We will be going and doing it. I love you all, and I will be right back after the quick break. This as well. Okay. We're back. Back in action, baby. Thank you, Othello. Yes, elevator music indeed. Very necessary for this situation here. That's what we need right now. Okay. Get my bearings back on here. It's getting loud for Jackie. Oh no! You got your headset in though, so that's at least good. That's at least good. Oh shit, guys. I think I can do polls now. Yo. I think we can do polls now. I'm gonna hit you guys with a poll. Viewer's choice, baby. Creating the poll now. Un momento, por favor. Oh, that's neat. Okay, that's cool. So you guys can actually use your channel points if you want to count yourself for more votes. That's pretty cool. But I won't turn that on for this one because I just want to know what each individual one of you wants to get down and dirty with tonight. Boom. Okay, the poll is live on your screens. 1 minute. It's currently tied. It's now not tied. I don't know if you guys can actually see the results. I guess you probably shouldn't be able to. That might influence your vote. All right, what do we got? Like 10 seconds? 10 seconds. Okay, maybe more than that. 5 seconds. All right. Resounding. Resounding answer. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay. Let's get into some goddamn reactions. Let's see if I got it up here. I certainly do. They just haven't seen how great Minecraft can be. There will be streams when we don't vote. But you've actually been around for some Minecraft action before. So, you know. And in the future, we will certainly do it. Okay, we just gotta get... okay. Yep. Our audio is straight. Nell, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Great to have you back. Great to have you back. Oh, that's awesome, Jackie. That sounds good. How you doing, Hall? Okay. Look, it's my face again. Yeah, we are. We're breaking that fourth wall. Indeed. All right. Something good coming to mind. Is it happening? Is it happening? This ghost town vibes got me feeling something. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
To get excited about something new in your life, come here because God surely showed up at Life Center.
I would recommend.
Oh boy, we're getting some more rain.
Oh no, it's babies. Little kids scrambling in the mud. And somebody somebody in a literal Speedo in the background behind them, if you can see that.
This year's edition of the Burning Man Festival is officially doomed.
Yeah, more like Flooding Man indeed. My phone's trying to pull my AirPod off. Okay, we should be good now.
Weekend, a massive sandstorm destroyed hundreds of tents, tore apart shade structures.
Yours seems to have it. The
and severely damaged multiple art installations. The dust had barely settled when the next disaster struck upon the festival.
Literally
Multiple art installations.
Literally just a fuck you Elon art structure. Wow.
The dust had barely settled when the next disaster struck upon the festival. Not one, but multiple heavy rainstorms, turning the playa into a miserable pool of mud.
Uh-oh, this is not good.
On Sunday,
And this is in the fucking desert. This is in the desert. As if this is happening in the desert during Burning Man, everyone's getting flooded out. What the hell?
evening, roughly 24 hours after the dust storm, heavy rain swept over Black Rock City, transforming the flat desert floor into something entirely different. Unlike most places,
Of course he's wearing those goddamn toe shoes that you can see all of his, all 5 toes. Of course.
this Nevada desert has no natural drainage systems. It's a completely flat surface covered with alkaline dust. Out there, water doesn't drain, nor does it soak in. It mixes with the fine dust and forms a thick clay-like mud. Within hours, the playa turned into a 7-mile-wide bowl of sludge that clung to everything: shoes, tires, bikes, tents. One witness described the chaos.
So just walking the 10 feet or so over from the tent to the car, all these footprints, just look at my boots. Like, it's kind of heavy to pick my foot up. There's that much extra weight on there.
Camps that had just rebuilt after the sandstorm now faced a new battle, keeping their shelter
So they had a sandstorm first. Great.
dry as water seeped in through every gap. The next night, as more rain fell in sheets and puddles spread across the city, the danger almost turned deadly. A man stepped into a waterlogged section of the playa and suffered a suspected electrocution. First responders suspected lightning struck the victim, but further reports discovered electrical equipment had been running nearby.
I was thinking that it's probably an electrical wire in the water, and obviously that current will travel to any water that is touching the water that's touching that cord or whatever it might be. God damn.
When the standing water became energized, the man collapsed instantly. Emergency crews rushed to his side and airlifted him to a trauma center outside the desert. The shocking incident led organizers to issue urgent warnings. As more rain fell from the sky, elevate your gear, keep generators out of puddles, tape off your cords, and under no circumstances walk barefoot in the water. The festival's mantra of self-reliance can mean life or death when weather changes the rules of the game. For everyone else, the rain left misery in its wake. Playa mud doesn't brush off. It sticks like cement to everything.
That sucks.
Boots gained several kilos of extra weight. Bikes, normally the main way to get around the 7-mile-wide city, became nothing more than dead weight. The playa got filled with left-behind bikes as attendants restored to their final means of transportation: walking.
What is actually happening?
With the desert sand turned to a sandy slushy, organizers had to shut down almost all amenities.
All the activities are shut down. We all slept all night with no house music bumping. Everything stopped because of that. It's horrible.
Inside tents and RVS, the mud tracked everywhere. On sleeping bags, in cooking spaces, across the floor of art cars. One longtime burner said, "We thought the dust was bad, but..."
They're called burners. I didn't realize that. If you are going to Burning Man and you're setting up a camp and you're staying, you're a burner. Nice.
This just followed us everywhere. It's in my bed, it's on my clothes, there's no escape. Another gave up after 10 burns. I quit. This year broke me. It wasn't fun, it was survival. The weather only added to the sense of exhaustion. Days were already cool under cloud cover, and once the sun went down, the desert plunged into its typical chill. Nights turned bone cold with damp clothes and wet bedding. Festival goers, many used to wearing as little as possible in the daytime heat, now shivered in jackets and makeshift rain gear. Illness became a constant worry. People spoke of friends coughing, sniffling, and heading home early, rather than face more nights of rain-soaked cold. The infamous...
It's like that dust. Are you serious? This is a thing? Oh no.
Orgy Dome, already damaged in the earlier dust storm, got destroyed again by the heavy rain and had to close for good.
Oh, you can literally tell that it's real. Like, look at the interior of this.
Here's the deal. The rain is destroying demonic activity. Because of the rain, the orgy tent was destroyed.
The misery extended to the airport as well. Dozens of small planes were grounded, with only emergency flights allowed in or out. Some operations resumed by Monday.
Look at that shit from the sky, though. How incredibly constructed that is. Like, actually, that's pretty impressive. It looks like the Death Star or something. Although it's not a sphere. But it's like, that's pretty neat. They did a pretty good job. And that's what I was going to say, is that like Burning Man's really cool in that way where it has its own sort of people that kind of like police the place. It's like its own town. Whenever it's set up, it's like its own town and community, and it has all of its own little things to it. It's really neat because Burning Man lasts a while.
More than just planes. Whenever extreme weather hits, the festival gates are forced to close. During the dust storm, this led to an immense pile-up of festival goers waiting to get in. A 5-hour wait turned into 15 hours for thousands.
Hello, people.
And with dust blowing in through every crack, many were completely unprepared and had to sit through a real-life nightmare. Then came the rain, and the gates closed once again. The access road turned unstable, swallowing wheels and dragging down anything that wasn't a heavy-duty truck. Smaller cars and RVs stood no chance.
Oh yeah, they can't even get out now. Of course.
Once the tires dug in, they were stuck for good. Organizers urged drivers to hold back, to wait until the surface dried enough to make it safely across. Of course, plenty tried anyway. Vehicles buried themselves axle deep, wheels spinning helplessly. One by one, they had to be pulled out, rescued by bystanders. For many, the conditions were too much. Social media filled with complaints, photos of mud-caked feet, and frustrated posts announcing early departures. Others stayed, determined to push through. But even veterans admitted this was one of the most difficult burns they had ever faced.
All right, this is Pele Bunny reporting live from Burning Man.
80-mile-an-hour winds have taken our galvanized steel shade structure down to the ground. Almost flat, the poles are bent. Tell me, when nature says, get out, what do? You tip the f*** out. I think we need to get the f*** out of here. Look at the dust in here. It's dustier inside this bus than outside.
Another Burning Man mantra is,
that is not good to breathe in.
Behind. Unfortunately, although this is mostly respected during normal editions, the extreme weather conditions left some people with little or no choice. Trash was lost or dumped, entire cars broke down, burned out, and were abandoned. This year's edition of Burning Man undoubtedly left a sour aftertaste for many attendees. Is a $550 ticket really worth it? Will this be my final Burning Man festival? Or will we forget the bad and do it all over again next year? If you enjoyed this video and want to see more daily extreme weather updates, leave a like and subscribe to the...
I don't know. I mean, I would say that if everybody leading up to this year's had a good time, then this is probably not going to be like a typical occurrence. That's what I would say. And I think it's 550 because it's such a long period of time. Like, you're not just talking one day of festival. You're paying to like set up camp, have all these extra amenities. You're having multiple days of multiple bands every single day. The experience. It's a huge festival. You know, like, I can see kind of how they justify it. It's still a lot, though. It's still a lot, you know. It certainly is, but... I mean, like, how much is one Taylor Swift ticket for one day? For, like, a 2-hour show? Isn't it, like, at least half that? Or if not exactly that? Remy, you went? That's sick. That's sick. MCR was 400. There you go. Yeah. If you're a big draw, you can do it. You can do it. And it's exactly right. Like, a festival's different. You pay a few hundred because you're gonna probably go watch like 10 of your favorite bands, you know? At least 10 of your favorite bands. Wow, you missed him at your own city. Damn. That's too bad. That's okay. But that's too bad at the same time. This has to be fucking clickbait. I mean, well, I guess not. I'm just curious as to... I mean, the ground doesn't typically fucking split in an earthquake. Yeah, no, fuck you. I actually have to know this. I've actually always wanted to know why. With landfills, what the fuck is going on with that? Why? Who thought of this and why? What the fuck's going on with that? And of course that ad didn't let me skip, so we're gonna skip this one. Okay. We're gonna learn today. Yeah, well, at least Warped Tour wasn't that bad back when I went. But even so, I would probably, I think it was probably half of what Burning Man is, probably, and I would pay that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured. It's about a half of what Burning Man was, and it was so worth it. It would be worth it even if it was more, because when I go to Warped Tour, it matters a lot to me because I'm seeing a lot of artists that I really like a lot in one day. I can go boom, 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 whichever stage, and I'm probably going to see an artist that I've always wanted to see or want to see again or whatever it might be, you know?
This is the Puente Hills landfill outside Los Angeles, California. The first truckload of trash was dumped here in 1957, and the trucks just kept coming. For more than 5 decades, if you threw something away in LA County, there's a good chance it's buried somewhere in this mountain of waste. At its peak, Puente Hills was accepting around 4 million tons of trash every year, making it one of the largest landfills in the country. It closed in 2013, creating a time capsule of everyday life and consumption patterns over the span of 56 years. But Puente Hills is also a time capsule of landfill engineering itself. In 1976, right in the middle of its lifespan, sweeping federal regulations changed how we deal with solid waste forever. You probably don't think too much about where your trash goes, and
I have thought of it, though. That's why I'm watching this, because I have thought of it.
It's kind of the whole point of the solid waste industry, to make sure you have the ability to throw something away without it having a serious negative consequence on the environment or public health. There's a larger conversation to be had about the amount of waste we generate and how much of it can be recycled or reused, but there's always going to be stuff that just doesn't hold enough value to be kept. Trash is an inescapable element of the human condition, and I think you're going to be surprised at how complicated that really is. When Puente Hills opened in the 50s, a landfill was pretty much just a hole in the ground where trash was dumped. By the time it closed, landfills were highly engineered holes.
I want you to notice how in the 50s, just about everything thrown in there is like real shit. There's no plastic in that dump. It's all aluminum cans, fucking cotton burlap sacks, shit that actually we would and could recycle today. They clearly weren't doing a whole lot of that, but everything was that back then. Now it's all plastic, 10 times worse.
In the ground where trash was dumped. By the time it closed, landfills were highly engineered holes where trash gets dumped. And I have a scale model of a landfill in the garage to show you how it all works. I'm Grady, and this is Practical Engineering.
Nice scale model, baby.
There There are lots of kinds of waste in this crazy world, but one of the biggest sources is just you and me throwing stuff in the trash. The technical term is municipal solid waste, since its collection is usually coordinated at the city level. There are a lot of ways to manage it once it's collected, but the most common by far is disposal in a landfill. And one of the biggest parts of landfill engineering is just deciding where to put one in the first place. The main goal of a landfill is to maximize the volume of waste that can be stored there, while minimizing the cost and the environmental impacts too, which turns choosing a suitable site into a giant geometry problem. Digging a hole sounds like an obvious choice, but consider this. Digging a hole is expensive, and not digging a hole is free. There are
Do they... I think what they do is create a mountain. Like, they start to create this mountain, and then they cover it in, like, some kind of Tyvek or, like, some kind of tarp structure, some sort of sheet of something. And then after a while, they'll lay that down on top of the mountain that they built, and then they'll create some kind of other mountain, but, like, it gets smaller in width every time. So it's like you get this big base, and then you lay down this tarp structure, whatever the fuck it's called, and then you put something else on top of it a little less wide, and then something else a little less wide. That's what I think.
Costs of excavating tons and tons of soil just to get it out of the way so it can be replaced with trash, and costs of hauling away all that soil, since your goal is to maximize the volume on the site. Plus, you have to avoid the water table, any unsuitable geology, and the challenges of building and working deep below the surface of the earth. That's why landfills mostly build up into what sanitation professionals call the airspace. Looking upward, it may seem the sky is the limit, but anyone who's built a tower of anything, let alone trash, knows better. The waste pile gets less stable as its height increases, requiring shallower slopes. And the pressures at the bottom go up too, which can lead to settlement and damage of facilities. Plus, there are visual impacts. The bigger the garbage heap, the bigger the eyesore, and people are only willing to look at a landfill so tall. They can't be too close to airports because they attract birds that can interfere with planes. And they can't be too close to homes, parks, playgrounds, and other places people congregate for obvious reasons. Of course, there's floodplains and wildlife habitat to avoid as well, and you don't just need a place to put the trash, you also need a scale house to weigh the trucks coming in and out, a shop and storage for the equipment, and sometimes a place for ordinary citizens to drop stuff off. Finally, you need a spot that can handle the huge increase in truck traffic coming and going practically non-stop. Pretty much, if you can get a college degree in it, it's going to come into play when siting a landfill. Geology, geography, politics, archaeology, public relations, biology, every kind of engineering, and a lot more. But once you have your landfill, you can't just start dumping trash. Let me show you why with a demonstration, and I have some help from my shop assistants. I have my hole dug, and we'll start adding some trash. So far, no major problems, but eventually it's going to rain. And you can immediately see the issue. Granted, this is more of a flood than a drizzle, but it gets the...
Right, so you need a mountain. You need to build into the airspace from the ground space so that everything runs off clearly.
Point across. All that water is going to filter through the garbage to the bottom of the hole and eventually into the underlying soil. It might go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. We really don't want garbage juice percolating into our soils.
Ah,
mainly
shit.
because it can contaminate sources of groundwater.
Hold on. All right, baby. All right. I'm learning too. This is helpful information, guys. It's very useful and helpful information we all need to know. Just gonna get our chat back up real quick. Boom, 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 boom. And there we go. And there we go. All right. All right. Back to our learning lessons.
well beyond the limits of the landfill, causing all sorts of environmental troubles. So modern landfills use a bottom liner to keep waste separate from the underlying soils. Often this
I was talking about that earlier, Angela. It is definitely getting a lot colder at night, for sure, by far.
consists of a thick sheet of plastic, carefully tested and welded together into an impermeable membrane. Even the area between the plastic welds is tested using air pressure to make sure there are no leaks. Another option is thick clay soil, compacted to create a watertight layer. In many cases, the two options are combined, so you end up with this intricate structure of...
It's 55 here. Okay, so they're laying down stuff that cannot be permeated and leak into the water table. That's good. But they okay, so they still do build down into the ground a bit. That's what it looks like, yeah? Hold the fuck up. I thought he said you're not supposed to do that.
into our soils, mainly because it can contaminate sources of groundwater, but also because it can migrate well beyond the limits of the landfill, causing all sorts of environmental troubles. So modern landfills use a bottom liner to keep waste separate from the underlying soils.
Okay, bottom liner, still digging into the ground. Got it.
Often this consists of a thick sheet of plastic, carefully tested and
of course it's plastic.
Welded together into an impermeable membrane. Even the area between the plastic welds is tested using air pressure to make sure there are no leaks. Another option is thick clay soil, compacted to create a watertight layer.
That's better.
In many cases, the two options are combined, so you end up with this intricate structure of different impermeable layers stacked together. Maybe you still see a problem with the solution on its own. Now when it rains, the landfill just fills up with water. This causes issues with stability and settlement. It causes garbage to decompose more quickly, leading to odor and temperature problems. Plus, you just can't work on top. There's no way for trucks to unload trash on top of a garbage swamp. So we need a way to get the garbage juice out without letting it flow into the soil below. By the way, garbage juice is not a technical term. It's actually called leachate, so I'll use that from here on out. And all modern landfills have sophisticated leachate collection systems to keep the waste as dry as possible and avoid the issues I mentioned. Usually this consists of a system of perforated pipes covered in a layer of sand, draining to sumps and eventually leading out of the waste. I built a little leachate collection system in my model landfill using a small tube so you can see that.
So they still do build down, and then they sump pump it out.
This in action. Now my clay bathtub has a drain. When the rain comes, the water that makes its way into the waste is able to flow out of the landfill, keeping it from becoming a swampy mess. This is a little simplified compared to a real landfill. I've made a video all about French drains, which is much closer to what a leachate collection system consists of if you want to learn more after this. Obviously, in my example, the leachate collection system has to penetrate the bottom liner, which can be a potential source of leaks. So these penetrations are sealed really carefully in the real world, or the collection system just uses pumps and risers that run up the slope of the landfill to the top, so no penetration system is necessary. Of course, now you have a stream of leachate you have to deal with. Actually, leachate management is one of the biggest costs of running a facility like this.
Can you imagine how hazardous? What if you just drank one shot of leachate? Imagine everything that everyone throws in the garbage. Dirty diapers, plastic, dead animals, whatever. Like, I mean, normally people don't do that, but like some crazy people will like the crazy people we watch, they'll just like serial killer. They'll just kill some animal and throw it in the dumpster because they're basically practicing up to become a serial killer or whatever. So like inevitably there's going to be dead things in the landfill. There's going to be meat. I mean, even if you don't have a dead like a dead corpse, a full corpse that somebody killed, you're going to have rotting meat that somebody threw away. You're going to have all this different stuff, fruit that's rotting. There's going to be maggots all throughout the trash pile, and then it rains, soaks through all that, gathers it all up, goes through this piping system, and on the other end it's collected and brought somewhere. Ooh, you'd probably die instantly. There's probably arsenic in there, asbestos, whatever, you know, all the shit that can kill you or give you a horrible bacterial infection or whatever it might be. Bacterial disease. And of course, just on cue, he drinks it.
They'll send it off to a treatment plant that can clean it up. Some have ways to treat it on site with settling ponds, evaporation, biological treatment, and even plants that can consume and convert landfill leachate into waste that's easier to dispose of.
That's actually really smart and really sick. There's plants that can kind of deal with it and convert it into better more reasonable things to deal with. That's so cool, actually.
Maybe even back into the landfill itself. Finally, the bottom of our landfill has all the necessary pieces, but the work doesn't stop there. Remember that volume is everything in a landfill. For as much effort that goes into finding a location and building the infrastructure, it's essential that we get the most trash in here as possible. You probably know this, but municipal garbage just isn't that dense. Maybe you've had to smash a few more bags in the can because you missed the collection one week. If so, you know there's usually a lot of room for densification.
So they get trucks to run over it, really heavy trucks, and they'll pack it down. Good night, Othello. Great to have you here while you were here. And yes, the stream will be available in the VOD once I end. And of course, tomorrow on YouTube as well, on the Jackson Downer TV YouTube channel. Much love to you. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Trucks that collect garbage usually have a way to compact it to make more room in the box before needing to be emptied. But once the trash is at the landfill, there's still an opportunity for compaction. Landfills often use massive roller compactors with enormous teeth and giant blades to grade out and compress waste and get as much as possible into the site. It saves money and it's good stewardship of the space. But density isn't the only challenge with day-to-day operations.
They do that with roads too. Like if you have dirt or gravel roads, they'll grade it and they'll pack it down really, really tight and heavy so that the dirt isn't super loose and you're not dealing with a bunch of runoff of all the gravel you just spread for your driveway or whatever it might be.
Despite what you've heard, landfills are kind of gross. I mean, that's their whole point, to accept the stuff we don't want to put anywhere else. But putting it all in one place creates a lot of problems. Pests, odors, windblown waste, fires, birds, and more. So to mitigate some of that, most places require that the garbage be covered up at the end of every day. This daily cover can take a lot of forms. The basic approach is just to put a layer of soil over the top of the working face at the end of the day. When I do this in the model, you get a sense of the problem. All that clean daily cover is taking up precious space in the landfill.
This must be where that sort of tarp sheet must come in. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know. I think that's what they do.
One option is to trim it back off each morning before the trucks start arriving, but
between
that's
each layer, I
a
mean.
task of just moving tons and tons of soil around each day. Other alternatives for daily cover are tarps, or just holding back certain
tarps
of waste that are more inert, like foundry sand, foam, paper, and shredded tires. They're going in anyway, so you might as well use them on top to cover the more disagreeable stuff overnight. Those alternatives can also help avoid leachate getting perched within the waste, encouraging it to continue downward to the collection system. Ideally, a landfill will last for decades, slowly filling up by packing in as much waste as possible. Throughout the course of operating a landfill, there's constant testing of groundwater, surface water, leachate, air quality, and more to make sure they're not exceeding limits. Landfills are usually built in smaller cells, so you don't have to manage this huge area of waste all at once. The cell fills up, you put soil over the top, called interim cover, and start a new one within the landfill. But eventually, you reach the top of the airspace, and the landfill reaches the end of its useful life. And closing a landfill is not an easy job. Of course, you have to cover all that waste up, creating a mountainous sealed tomb of garbage. That final cover has to keep the water out to reduce the volume of leachate you're having to collect and treat over time, but it also has to keep the garbage in. And not just the garbage itself, but everything else that comes with it, like smells and leachate and pests. And it has to do it basically forever. So just like the bottom liner, the final cover over a landfill is usually a system of multiple layers, including compacted soil, membranes, and fabrics. And then you have to get the grass to grow to protect the soil from erosion and damage over time. I don't have time to wait for grass to grow in my demo, so I'm cheating a little bit. But the fun isn't quite over yet. The waste may be sealed up, but that doesn't mean it's inert. In fact, there's a lot of chemistry and biology happening inside a landfill.
Let's go, baby, with the chemistry.
A lot of those reactions generate gases like methane and hydrogen sulfide that can create pressure, heat, smells, greenhouse effects in the atmosphere, and the potential for explosions. So one of the steps in landfill closure is to install wells that can collect the gases from the waste. Usually these consist of vertical
Yeah, but that's a lot of methane.
Pipes connected to a blower that constantly draws air to a collection point. There's a lot that goes into these systems too. You can't pull too hard or you might draw oxygen into the landfill, changing the reactions and microbiological processes and creating a potential for a fire within the waste. Plus, the gas includes a lot of humidity, so managing condensation creates another liquid stream that has to be collected and treated. Once it's collected, the landfill gas can be flared, combusting it into less environmentally harmful constituents. Another option is to put it to beneficial use to create heat or even electricity.
Let's
The Puente
go.
Hills landfill I showed earlier has a gas-to-energy facility that's been running since 1987.
That's
and
sick.
even though the landfill is now closed, it currently provides enough electricity to power around 70,000 homes. Once a landfill is closed, there's not a lot you can do with it after that. It's a big sealed-up mountain of trash after all. Owners are generally required to look after a closed landfill for at least 30 years afterwards, inspecting for leaks, monitoring the air and water, and repairing any damage. Those costs have to be built into the rates they charge since there's not a lot of benefit or revenue after closure. But with all that open space and carefully maintained landscaping, one option that many landfill owners are trying out is parks. And I love this idea. They say, we're willing to put our money where our mouth is and invite the public to spend time here, to enjoy this place that used to be, one of the least enjoyable places you can imagine. Puente Hills in California has big plans, including trails on the slopes, biking, slides, gardens, and more. It looks like it'll be a really nice place to visit when it's done, and it also puts the whole concept of landfills in perspective. Of course, we have a lot of room for improvement in how we think about and manage solid waste in this world. Landfills seem like an environmental blight, but really, properly designed ones play a huge role in making sure waste products don't end up in our soil or air or water. It's not possible to landfill waste everywhere. Many places are too densely populated or just don't have enough space. But where they are, the environmental impacts are relatively small. Just consider the resources that go into them. I pay about $20 a month, probably a little on the low end of the national average, and that buys me 64 gallons, about a quarter of a cubic meter of space in a municipal landfill per week. Of course, I don't fill the can every week and that trash gets compacted, but still. Do that for a decade and your $20 a month is paid for the volume of a modest apartment. It's covered the cost of building the lining and collection systems, the environmental monitoring, the daily operations, the closure, the gas collection, and the maintenance for at least 3 decades afterwards, and for your trash to stay there effectively forever. It's almost free real estate. Not that you'd want to live there. But my point is, landfills are a surprisingly low-impact way to manage solid waste in a lot of cases. I hope that...
Yeah, but there's a lot more we can do. That's for sure. There's a lot more that we could recycle. There's a lot more that we can actually not throw away. There's new ways we could recycle. Like, landfills are not good. It's not good. They do a pretty decent job at, taking care of the landfills that have to be there right now, because there is all this solid waste and shit, but it's definitely not sustainable. Can't just have landfills everywhere, and it's not good for the environment regardless. But recycling, reusing, repurposing is the best thing you can do. And the defeatist attitude of, well, this person throws their stuff away, that's a complete logical fallacy. It's an appeal to futility. Well, not everybody's gonna stop throwing their fucking aluminum cans away, so I have to recycle that, because we all make a difference. And if everybody thought like you, then there would be no recycling. You set the example for the next person. Set the example. Be the person that you want to see in the world, and that will rub off on people. And even if it doesn't, you're being the change that you want to see in the world, and you have to be like that.
A seemingly harmless little bug is orchestrating the perfect con against an entire ant empire. When hard-working worker ants carry this little guy back home, they have no idea they're personally destroying their entire colony. Every summer when July rolls around, a butterfly called the Alcon Blue chooses to lay its eggs on the buds of a wetland plant, the marsh gentian. Before long, the larvae hatch out. Up high on the plant, these fragile little creatures could actually avoid ground predators. But they deliberately risk dropping down to the surface because their survival strategy depends on exploiting these potential enemies.
Oh, that's
the
wild.
Butterfly larva spins a thin thread from its mouth and slowly repels down to the ground. Down there, a pack of notoriously aggressive bulldog ants is prowling around hunting for prey. These ants are classic carnivorous insects with venomous stingers on their rear ends. The larva exposes itself right in front of them.
He says, come and get me, because the second that you come and get me, you guys are fucked. And this is actually how I was evolved to survive in this world. So please come get me.
The scene looks completely defenseless, but it's actually a calculated setup. Once it successfully grabs the bulldog ant's attention, the blue butterfly larva's body starts releasing a special hydrocarbon compound. This chemical signal perfectly mimics the scent of ant larvae. Even the most sensitive worker ants can't tell the difference. The bulldog ants are instantly fooled by this disguise, thinking this little guy is one of their own larvae that wandered away from the nest. They carefully carry this impossible.
Oh, they think it's one of their own larvae because of the scent. That's so cool, man. Chemistry. Ants are all about the pheromones. They communicate a lot through that and understand a lot by that. And so these butterflies slash larvae slash caterpillars, they've found a way to hack into that. It's fucking amazing.
Back home. Everything is going exactly according to the blue butterfly larva's plan. The oblivious worker ants even placed the blue butterfly larva in the warmest, safest nursery chamber, with dedicated attendant ants assigned to lick its body clean and remove waste. But the blue butterfly...
They just take care of it. They just take care of it. And the funny thing is, this is a way bigger creature than their own larvae. Like, this is a bigger creature than their ant larvae is. But they can't actually comprehend that because of the scent. It overrides it.
Larva doesn't just smell like them. It can even mimic the queen sounds. In the dark nest, ants can only identify companions through scent and vibrations.
Yep.
Under this flawless double disguise, this little con artist lives a pampered parasitic lifestyle, getting plumper by the day. When food gets scarce, the worker ants will even ruthlessly abandon their own offspring to prioritize feeding this outsider disguised as family. After 2 years of gorging and growing, with the nest food supplies nearly exhausted, the blue butterfly larva finally begins preparing to pupate. Under the ant's protection, it quietly completes its final transformation. A few weeks later, the first adult Alcon blue butterfly emerges from its chrysalis. 2 years of devoted care from the ant kingdom has given these
Oh man, and is it gonna start eating the ants now? Is that what's gonna happen?
There's plenty of nutrition, blessing them with strong wings and beautiful appearance. But now they must race against time to escape the ant nest.
Okay, no, they're not. They're just gonna get out of there. Fair enough. I mean, that's such a parasitic environment right there. That is such a parasitic relationship. That's so crazy. And they didn't. This thing did not even hurt the ants. It's just it made the ants take care of it, and the ants brought it right up, did everything it needed. Like these larvae and these caterpillars, they want to be so badly. They need to be found by these ants. That's so cool. Then they hatch into the butterfly and they're gone.
They can no longer release those ant-deceiving chemical signals. The worker ants stare at the empty chrysalis shells on the ground, seemingly beginning to realize they've been duped. But for the blue butterflies, this is just the start of another cycle. Once they take to the air and mate, the next generation of larvae will again be placed on Marsh gentian buds, repeating the same deceptive process and continuing to systematically devour another ant colony's future.
That's so cool.
Bug is orchestrating the perfect...
The animal kingdom, baby. It's fucking amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Underwater constructions. Why it sucks to be born as a house centipede. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why is it? Why does it suck, I wonder?
Asian giant hornets are the biggest on Earth, able to kill humans.
That's awesome, Jackie. I'm glad to hear it. I believe you're here.
but their nests are full of larvae. Irresistible to oriental honey buzzards.
What a cute name, honey buzzard. Oh wow, they just grab the nest and run.
The hornets swarm in defense. But now, with the nest open, more honey buzzards move in. Each making off with all the larvae they can grab. A raptor with a death wish, maybe.
Run!
But there's more to the honey buzzard than meets the eye. They're built to battle killer prey.
Yeah, like, do they even get affected by the stingers, I wonder, with their, like, downy coats?
And not just hornets, but bees, too. While they feast on honeycomb, uniquely shaped feathers work like body.
Yep, I fucking knew it. They are purely adapted for this. The fucking hornets don't do anything to them. So sick.
So the bees can't land a sting. A special membrane protects their eyes.
Even their eyes have a special membrane. And that's why they're called the fucking honey buzzard. See, I thought that they were just going to eat the larva. You know, the larvae. But no, they are literally eating the honeycomb right out of it. And of course, they are the honey buzzard. And of course, it's not just honeybees that have honeycomb. It's the inside of a lot of yellow jacket wasps, you know, probably, I think. I mean, these ones do. So that's interesting. Look at how many there are, guys. Do you see on the screen right now? It's literally, there's not a single, well, there is a couple centimeters, but there's barely a single centimeter free of these giant Japanese hornets or whatever they're called.
And there's even evidence of chemical warfare.
They're trying to sting him so bad.
A strange substance covers their feathers, which may act as a deterrent during their death-defying raids.
Yum, 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 yum. Gimme, gimme, gimme. They give no shits. That's amazing. Those were some good shots, too. They didn't care at all. I was wondering if it was swallowing the bees with the honeycomb, too. I was actually curious about that. This channel's got me going. Bullfrog Dad protects his tadpoles. Let's go. Badass birdies indeed. Toddy says cute. Yes. PBS is great.
The African bullfrog is quite a character. It's the biggest frog in...
Okay. And it's David Attenborough. Now we know that this experience is going to be truly amazing.
Africa, and it's very aggressive. It's got a very powerful bite, for one thing. But in spite of that, it's a devoted father. Bullfrogs spawn in little pools around the margins of a larger pond. And after mating is over, one...
Look at all of them. You see them? They're like... It's like... There's not a... Once again, not a centimeter free of water in this pool.
Male stays to watch over them all. But the water is evaporating, and the tadpoles are now crowded together in a single pool.
Time's running out.
That, too, is now drying up. The tadpoles will be dead within an hour.
No!
Unless the man can do something to save them.
No!
And he starts doing just that. He begins to dig
Save him,
a
Dad.
channel to connect the tadpole's little pool to the main pond.
Oh my god, he's doing it. The pool's drying up, and he says, fuck that. I have about 10,000 babies in this pool right now. I literally have at least 10,000 babies about to die here. I'm putting it all on the line. I'm taking my strong-ass legs, and I'm going to dig a trench and get you all into the main pool. Let's go!
He must be quick.
Oh, he's digging sideways.
It's a major task, but he's determined.
They're already spilling through.
Down they swim.
Is it just me, or tadpoles like so cute? I've always thought tadpoles are adorable, but I guess some people might think they're freaky or something, but to me, they are so fucking cute. They're just so sweet. They're just these little bodies with little tails. They kind of actually look like a sperm. That's kind of what they look like. You know, they're just this like body with a flagellum on the back, and they swim like that. They don't have arms yet, and they just have little eyes. So cute. It's so cute. It is beautiful depth. It is beautiful, Toddy. And Jackie says he used to go tadpole fishing with my brother when we were a kid. I never used to fish for them, but I liked finding them sometimes. They are! They're adorable. Look at them go.
The tadpoles are saved.
They're saved! Look at all of them. I'm David Attenborough, and this is Fabulous Frogs.
This little female is known to
It was
researchers
awesome.
as Gyra. She's tiny, weighing a mere...
I have never seen this before. This looks like a house cat, guys. The most deadliest cat on the planet? This looks like a house cat. This is so cool. This is so cool. I'm already amazed. How do I not know anything about this? I know that, of course, like, it does. It looks like a kawaii fluff baby, absolutely. And I don't actually know what that is or if that's an actual thing, but when you say it, it makes perfect sense to me. It really does. I hear in the background of you saying that, like that typical thing you hear as a sound effect, where it's like, wow, bling, wow, like that little kawaii sound. Wow. Okay, yes, Jackie, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't go that high in my falsetto on point, or I'll just on command, or I'll just crack. Wow. Yeah, I can't do it. But I know what you mean, Jackie. You can raise the tadpole till it's fully grown. I have heard of that. I have heard of that for sure. That's cool. That's cool.
2 pounds, 200 times less than a lion.
It's so cute. That is a fucking house cat. I know that house cats are a combination of these like small savanna cats like this, similar to this. And that's how we got house cats. So obviously, like, this is very close to a house cat. It just has to be. But yeah. Oh my God, look at it.
She'd be almost impossible to find, but she's being tracked with a radio collar. And using surveillance cameras that rival a cat's night vision, we can at last reveal her nocturnal pursuits.
Wow.
She can walk 20 miles a night in search of food, the farthest recorded for any small cat.
20 miles a night.
Guided by superb night vision and responding to the smallest of sounds, she finds almost anything that moves is a potential meal.
She's just gonna kill a scorpion?
She'll even eat locusts. But she prefers gerbils.
Oh yes, of course. Rodents. This literally looks like Ivy when she's about to pounce on something. Like this literally looks like this looks like any cat that has seen their prey. Their eyes get wide, their face gets all extra cute, and they get hunched down like this. Oh my god, this is so similar. Look at it. Oh, it's pissed.
Or if that doesn't work, birds.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Oh, baby.
With a wiggle,
Oh my
to tuck her
god.
legs in, she gets as low to the ground
She's
as
doing the
possible.
wiggle.
Primed like a spring, she can deliver maximum power to jump.
Oh my god!
She hits her target 60% of the time.
That was a jump. She jumped out of the camera frame. She jumped out of the camera frame. And then they got the camera crew on this got the best shot ever. She lands and immediately is staring into the camera. It was like perfect. That was so good. It just out of the it just sucked into a UFO or something. Okay, so they did skip the frame, but I didn't see where the cat landed, and that was like a solid 3 seconds of airtime there.
She hits her target 60% of the time. It's what makes black-footed cats the most lethal hunters in the entire cat family.
60%. Amazing. That is amazing. Next.
For 3 long months, she protected her eggs day and night as she waited for this moment.
Oh yeah, the whole look in the eye. She's like, I'm good. They don't need, like, as soon as they get like that stimulus of like prey, their irises open right up. They let in as much light as possible. They're in hunter mode. And the second they don't need it anymore, they just go back to like their normal little eyes being slits, you know, and stuff like that.
Now, she meets her babies for the first time.
Hi, babies.
They are delicate and vulnerable. But they are not safe here. She must get them to water.
That's cool, Angela.
Her solution is extraordinary.
And yeah, she was looking at the camera like, yeah, I'm a badass. The cat was. Absolutely. Oh, no!
Despite having the most powerful bite in nature, she carefully gathers them in a throat pouch beneath a stockade of deadly teeth.
Just kidding.
She is as gentle as a croc could ever be.
Just trying to get the last one. Come on, you little motherfucker. Just get in here.
She won't leave any behind. Even
That's very sweet.
spy hatchling.
Oh, the spy hatchling. That's sick. That's wild. Oh, she took the whole egg.
Safe in her cavernous mouth, all survive unscathed. And Spy Hatchling is still filming.
Wow, Spy Hatchling was still in the egg. Because the whole camera is probably inside the fucking egg. That's wild. I wonder what she's thinking. Because if you see this, if you're the mother and you see this, are you really thinking that, like, are you thinking that this baby's still, like, gonna survive? Are you not gonna try and crack the egg? Like, this baby's just like, it's like, that's not okay. I don't think something's correct here. I'm just gonna say it now. Yikes.
Is still filming.
I'm glad you like my laugh, Angela. You get to hear it a lot when we do this shit, that's for sure.
In the spring sunshine, the pups make another appearance. Less than 2 weeks old, and with their eyes barely open, the pups are a reminder of how fragile new life is. With more than one burrow at the den, Snow White seems unsure of where to put them. Is she sensing something? Most of the pack is away with Alpha on a hunt, so those remaining must be on constant alert. Then something strange appears. A bedraggled intruder heading straight for them. Snow White mounts a defense. Outnumbered and surrounded, the stranger's assault is pure madness. Who is she? The attacker turns and makes a dash for the den. Diving in front, Black Spot gets there first. She blocks the entrance with her body. The attacker tries to squeeze past Black Spot. They must pull her out, or she will kill the pups. Maybe they know her, or else they would have killed her by now. Remarkably, Snow White and Black Spot let her go. The pups are safe, this time.
Sorry, my mic cut out. Yeah, I was saying that's pretty wild. Like, they could have easily tore her apart 100%, but they must have known her. That's an interesting fact to see. Yeah, I know the sound is back. That's why I said my mic cut out for a second. But thank you for letting me know. Yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. I don't know why. I mean, that clearly must be why, is they knew who she was. Somehow, some way, somehow. They're very smart. They know their smells. They know their scents. Maybe she got kicked out of the group. Who knows? Good morning, Summer. Welcome back. Welcome back. I think, my beautiful people, we are going to end the stream for the night here. I want to start the stream earlier tomorrow, so I'm trying to end it a little sooner so I get to sleep a little bit sooner, and then we will go. We'll do that. Basically, I mean, there's no reason to recite the steps, but yeah, like, if I end the stream now, it'll be a little bit sooner than last night, and then we can start the stream a little sooner tomorrow. I appreciate all of you guys that have been active in the stream, though. I really do. And Jackie, I know you've been busy today. I know you have. And that's totally all right. Totally understandable. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. I appreciate all you guys who have been here and who are here. And much love to you all. Truly. This was another fun one. I love it. Have so much fun with you guys on here. It was great to see you too, Toddy, and you're very welcome for the stream, and you also have a great day ahead. I will be sleeping. Not much of a day for me, unfortunately. Thank you for the logo, Angela. Let's go. Hearts back to you, Jackie. Summer, sorry I had to end right when you were kind of joining up, but it's just getting late, so very early, I should say. So, you know how it is. Hopefully, if I can start the stream earlier, then you can just join on the other end of the day, you know. That'll be even better for you, probably. So, anyways, guys, much love to you all. I will see you tomorrow, as always. And good night. See you then.